Hello everyone, Daria here, and welcome to episode number 102 of the Slow Russian Language Podcast. First of all, a couple of amazing pieces of news. Number one, my podcast, the Slow Russian Podcast, ended up being chosen for top 100 language podcasts in the world. It sounds not as amazing as, let's say, top 3, I know. However, I was competing against all the languages in the world, including English. And I guess you can imagine how many people in the world learn English and listen to English language podcasts. So, Slow Russian was the only Russian language podcast that even got there. And I was somewhere in the middle, like 50 something. I am so happy and so grateful because it's all thanks to you. And for me, it's the biggest reward for my work to know that you like what I'm doing. So thank you very much. Thank you for leaving reviews, leaving ratings. It's just invaluable help for me. Number 2, I am finally launching my course, the one that I've been dreaming about for years. Most of you probably know me as the Russian language teacher because that's how I always presented myself online. And yes, I do have multiple diplomas and certificates for teaching Russian as a foreign language, and I've been doing it since 2006. I know. But my initial profession, my specialty is Russian culture and history. My bachelor's was Russian culture, my master's was Russian studies, and my PhD was Russian history, specializing in war propaganda. So I always wanted to make a course about Russian culture, about Russian history, about Russian traditions, about our daily life, because I think a lot of people are interested in Russia and not so much in the language itself. So finally, this day has come. On January 1st, I start this course, but I already opened the pre-enrollment. You can go there now. I will put the link in the description box. And now it's the best time to join because the price is 50% lower. So do it if you are interested in learning more about Russia. And number 3, I have completely reloaded my second podcast, TPRS Russian, Effortless Russian, the one with mini stories. I erased all the old episodes. I know a lot of people were angry at me. Sorry, they will be back, I promise. I decided to make them all in, let's say, chronological order in terms of difficulty. Not chronological, of course. I mean from level A0 up to C2, probably. Nobody needs mini stories at level C2, but let's just say it. So now they will be starting at the very simple ones, and then we progress to more and more difficult ones. And also I explain grammar in the show notes there, and there is 0 English there. So all the episodes are entirely in Russian. Enjoy, practice your speaking. This is my favorite method of all methods for learning foreign languages. Again, the link will be in the show notes, or just look it up, TPRS Russian, Effortless Russian. Okay, хорошо, sorry for the super long intro. I just wanted to share those news. Today, I want to present my favorite poem. It's my favorite poem of all times. It's written by modern poet, and not just a poet. His name is Dmitry Bykov. You might know him. He's a big dude with mustache. He's all over YouTube. Super smart. One of my favorite people. In real life, I think he's not that awesome. He is a piece of poo, but he is very, very smart. When I lived in Moscow, I tried to never miss a single lecture presented by him because it's just, I don't know, he's just so smart. He's very political. He's very anti-Putin, anti-Russian government, always in opposition. And recently, I think he was even poisoned by Novichok, like our government likes to do with people who are against them. Interesting person overall. And also he's a writer and a poet. So I really love his literature. I read all his books. I read all his poems. Anyways, I'm a huge fan. So today, my favorite poem, it's called «На самом деле, мне нравилась только». ты. In the beginning, we translated sentence by sentence, and at the end, I found some narrator on YouTube, and you can listen to the audio version of the male voice narrating this poem. So sentence number 1. Well, in truth, you are the only one that I loved. Okay. На самом деле мне нравилась только ты. Here, one of the biggest mysteries of the Russian language, the difference between любить and нравиться. Любить, you probably know because it's definitely level A1 verb, one of the first verbs to learn. Любить, to love, but also we use it for liking, like я люблю кофе, я люблю кофе. I like coffee. Doesn't mean you are in love with coffee, right? But at the same time, you use it with people. Я тебя люблю. I love you. Я тебя люблю. So it is kind of strange, right, to use the same verb for liking anything and loving a person. But this is how we have it in Russian. And нравится is to like. And also, what's the difference? You can say мне нравится кофе and I like coffee. Да, я люблю кофе. Люблю is usually in general. So I like coffee, I prefer coffee in general. But maybe you're sitting in some specific cafeteria or something, coffee shop, and you drink coffee and you're like, oh, I don't like this coffee. Мне не нравится этот кофе. And here in the poem, I think he uses нравилась just because he doesn't want to admit that she was literally the love of his life, that one special woman who he would never forget, even if he marries 5 times after meeting her, she is the one. But he doesn't want to use the word люблю, да, so he uses на самом деле, in reality, in truth, на самом деле. Мне нравилась только ты. I only liked you. Yeah, I only loved you. Нравилась. Мой идеал и мое мерило. My ideal, that stands no comparison. It's not the literal translation. I found the one that is more beautiful than just word on word. But мой идеал, obviously my ideal. Мой идеал. Мерило, мое мерило. It's something that, it's some standard, and by this standard, you measure everything else in life. It's like having a bar of some sort, and everything else you compare with that thing. So in Russian, we have the special word мерило, мерило, and the verb to measure мерить, мерить. Okay, moving on. In all of my women, I'm looking for you now. Again, it's not the correct translation. I'll just skip this English translation and I'll try to translate closer to the text. So he says, во всех моих женщинах были твои черты. Literally means in all my women, your features were. Meaning all my other women have some sort of your features. Твои черты. Черты is some features. It might be about the appearance. It might be about the character, personality. We even have this черта характера. Yeah, some trait of personality. Во всех моих женщинах были твои черты. And that is what helped me make peace with them. И это с ними меня мирило. Мирить, you see, he's playing with words. Listen again how it rhymes. На самом деле мне нравилась только ты, мой идеал и мое мерило. Во всех моих женщинах были твои черты, и это с ними меня мирило. Мирить, spelled with E, it means to make peace with somebody, but here I think it's more likely that's how I was able to tolerate those women. Yeah, so they had some of her features, that's how he could go on and tolerate his new relationships when he's clearly in love with that first woman. Okay, and while you indulge in your passions somewhere, да, пока ты там, покорна своим страстям. Страсть is passion, and страсть, it can be a passion of love, yeah, passionately love, страстно. But also, страсть is some big emotion. It can be passion for art. It can be passion for, I don't know, just drive. Passion, right? Страсть, страсть. So while all in your passions, you are flying between Орсе to Прадо, летаешь между Орсе и Прадо. Орсе – это музей, both of them are museums. Орсе – это музей в Париже, it's the art museum in Paris, and Pradо, incredible art museum in Madrid, Spain. So if you ever travel to Spain or you are from Spain, good Lord, I'm so envious, wonderful museum. So while you're all in your passions, you fly between Орсе and Pradо. Пока ты там, покорна своим страстям, летаешь между Орсе и Прадо. And then he continues, one might say, I have assembled you from small parts. Я, можно сказать, собрал тебя по частям. Собрать по частям means to assemble something from little pieces. Собрать puzzle, yeah, to make a puzzle. How do you say, not make, there is probably a special verb in English as well when you assemble puzzle. Да, in Russian we say собрать, собрать. So he assembled her image from small parts. Да, я собрал тебя по частям. And then he says, I know it sounds terrible, but that's the truth. Звучит ужасно, но это правда. So while you're there, all in your passions, I am here collecting you piece by piece. I know it sounds awful, but that's the truth. Да, я, можно сказать, собрал тебя по частям. Звучит ужасно, но это правда. Правда means truth. Да, это правда. Not truth, you simply add не. Неправда. You can say, it's not true. Это неправда. Very common phrase. Это неправда. And then he explains all those features she has that he tried to find in other women. So he says, one has her nose turned up at the end. Одна курноса. Курносый нос, we have the special word for the nose. It goes, and then on the very tip, it kind of points up, goes up. It's usually considered a very cute little nose, kind of going up, and the whole face is like doll looking. Курносый нос. So he says, one woman, одна, курносая. The other one has a mole on her back. Другая с родинкой на спине. Again, altogether, одна курноса, другая с родинкой на спине. The third one accepts everything the way it is. Третья, the third one, третья. We use the feminine ending, right? Первая, вторая, другая, третья, all feminine endings. Третья умеет все принимать как данность. Принимать means to accept. Принимать. Умеет все принимать. She can accept everything the way it is. Как данность. Then he moves on. One of them thinks the world of herself. Одна не чает души в себе. This is an idiom. Не чаять души means to think a lot of yourself, to think you are the best, you are amazing. Не чаять души. It means to love somebody very, very much. So this one loves herself a lot. Одна не чает души в себе. the other one in me. Meaning, so the other one loves herself, and the other one loves me that much. Да, другая во мне. Другая во мне. But couldn't find when it kind of combines together, right? So no match made together. So I guess this one woman, the first woman, she not only had a super high self-esteem and loved herself, but also she equally loved him so much. And those other women, they either love themselves or they love only him. But to find the situation when it's both, I guess he can't. Okay, then he continues. One will blow a strand of hair from her face just like you. Одна, как ты. So one of them like you. Одна, как ты. Со лба отдувает прядь. You probably know this movement when some hair falls on the head and you kind of blow it to the side. Right, probably saw this. Со лба, from the forehead. Со лба, genitive case. Отдувает прядь. The other one constantly loses her keys. Другая вечно ключи теряет. The other one constantly loses keys. Ключи теряет. Терять, to lose. And then he says, and that I failed to encounter all that in one place again, meaning combining all those features in one person one more time. А то, что я ни разу не мог в одно все это собрать. Собрать means assemble. So the fact that I couldn't assemble it all, yeah, ни разу, not a single time, ни разу. And then he says, why? Because God doesn't repeat his mistakes. Да? Так Бог ошибок не повторяет. Meaning that there can be only one person that combines it all. Yeah, that first woman who he's talking to in this poem. Okay. Так Бог ошибок не повторяет. God doesn't repeat his mistakes. And then he goes, and even your soul that I've only reached about 3 times through all of the defenses. И даже твоя душа. И даже твоя душа. Душа means soul. If you know this cartoon that came out recently, a couple years ago on Disney, pretty good one, the soul in Russian, it is душа. Душа. И даже твоя душа, до которой ты допустила меня 3 через все препоны. 3. You see, we would normally say 3 times. When you know for sure that it's 3 times, you say 3 раза. But if it's 3 or 4 or maybe 5, you can switch the position of the words and it adds this uncertainty. 3. For example, how many times have you been in this place, in this cafe, and you are not sure, maybe 5, maybe 6, so you say, about 5. In Russian, you would say раз 5, right? So if you say 5 times 5 раз, you know specifically that exactly 5 times. But if you're not sure, you would say раз 5. And then he says, so your soul, it stayed right here with me, reborn in all the flowers and all the broken phones. Осталась тут, воплотившись во все живые цветы и все неисправные телефоны. Живые цветы. Живые цветы, it's not like live flowers. We usually don't say, right, like that. It just means real flowers, fresh flowers. So, воплотившись, reborn in all the flowers and all the broken phones. И все неисправные телефоны. And the last passage. And you were worried that I would be all alone. А ты боялась, что я тут буду скучать. Скучать actually means to miss someone, but also the same word is to be bored. So he probably means you think I'll be here not knowing what to do with myself, be bored, missing you. So it's all in one word here, скучать. Ты боялась, you were afraid that I would be скучать, да, скучать. Подачки сам себе предлагая. Подачка is something, I don't even know how to say it in English. It's something insignificant, something small that you try to comfort yourself with. That's the best explanation I can give. So предлагать подачку when you try to do something good and everybody understands that it's not going to work. So that's what he's saying. So I'll be here all by myself, kind of feeling bad about myself, trying to help with those stupid, insignificant things. Okay, да, подачки сам себе предлагая. And then he says, and what about those rains, prices, shahids, or press from back home? Да, а ливни, а цены, а эти шахиды, а распечать. Yeah, so constantly growing prices, цены. Shahiды. Shahid in Arabic culture is the person who dies for religious cause. And in 2000s, Russia, after the war with Chechnya, shahids, they were those bombers who were bombing themselves, kind of killing themselves. They were putting bombs around their waist, and they got into Moscow subway, Petersburg subway, different places, and they just blew themselves, killing everybody around them. You can look it up, terrorist attacks in Moscow. It was really bad at some point. So this word shahid was circulating all the time. So he says here, so how are you there in flying between museums? So those rains, those prices, shahids, mass media, да, эти ливни, цены, шахиды, распечать. And then he says, well, God be with you. You've never left me, my dear. Yeah, so you are here with me. Бог с тобой. Бог с тобой. Бог с тобой is not meaning literally God be with you. No. It's like, okay, whatever. For example, when somebody leaves you, like, okay, God, just go. Бог с тобой. God be with you, just leave. So it's not a religious expression of any sort. No, it's the way to just say, calm down. Yeah, whatever. Бог с тобой. Ты со мной, моя дорогая. So whatever you say, you are here with me, my love. Because you see, he thinks about her so much. He tries to find her features in other women. So as if she's constantly with him, as if they're still together. Да, Бог с тобой, ты со мной, моя дорогая. I really like this poem. It is very sad, and I guess a lot of people can relate when there is some one special person that you remember for no reason. Sometimes it's first love, sometimes it's, I don't know what number of love, but some people do have that special person that they would never forget. Okay, so I guess that is it. Now you can listen to the male narrator, and I really like the voice, so make sure you look through the text again, and then you just relax and try to understand what he's saying, or at least try to feel the emotions of this lonely man sitting in his apartment thinking about his special person. Before you go, again, don't forget that I invite you to join my courses, Understanding Russia. And if you like poetry, we're definitely going to talk about that there. Все, that's it for today. Listen to the poem. Thank you very much for being with me, and I hope to see you in the next episode of the Slow Russian Language Podcast. Bye-bye.
Знаешь, на самом деле мне нравилась только ты. Мой идеал и мое мерило. Во всех моих женщинах были твои черты. Да, и это с ними меня, мирило. И вот пока ты там, покорна своим страстям, летаешь между Орсе и Прадо, я, можно сказать, собрал тебя по частям. Звучит ужасно, понимаю. Но это правда. Одна курнуса, вторая с родинкой на спине, третья все принимает как данность. Одна не чает души в себе, другая во мне, а вместе больше и не попадалась. Одна, как ты, со лба отдувает прядь, другая вечно ключи теряет. А вот то, что я не мог все это в одно собрать, так увы. Бог ошибок не повторяет. И даже твоя душа, до которой ты допускал меня раза 3 через все препоны, осталась тут. Воплощаясь во все живые цветы и все неисправные телефоны. А ты думала, я тут буду скучать? Подачки сам себе предлагая, нет. Ну а как же ливни, оцены, в конце концов эти шахиды, а Роспечать? Да бог с тобой. Ты со мной, моя дорогая.